You're in a theater, the lights dim, and suddenly the Triforce symbol blazes across the screen, glowing like a beacon of hope. The Legend of Zelda, one of the most iconic franchises in gaming history, is about to storm the big screen with a live-action movie that's got every fan buzzing. And hold on, 2025 might also drop a brand new game that'll make our hearts race like we're sprinting through Hyrule Field. Memes flooding timelines, theories ranging from wild to brilliant, and expectations soaring higher than a loft wing. Fans are dreaming of a Hyrule brought to life like never before, with a Link who feels larger than life and a Zelda who steals the show. But here's the million-rupee question. Will this movie and a potential new game live up to the legend that shaped our childhoods and fueled our adventures? Can they capture that magic we felt the first time we drew the Master Sword or heard the haunting melody of Kakariko Village? In this video, we're diving deep into everything we know about the movie, the hottest rumors about a new game, and what all this could mean for the future of this franchise that's woven into our souls. So grab your Hylian shield, smash that like button, hit subscribe with the bell on, and let's charge into Hyrule together. Oh, and don't forget, drop your heart in the comments. What are you hoping for from the movie or the next game? Let's feel this adventure together. Back in November 2023, Nintendo dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the nerd world. The Legend of Zelda is getting a live-action movie. Directing it? Wes Ball, the visionary behind Maze Runner, who knows how to craft epic, heart-pounding adventures. And producing? None other than Shigeru Miyamoto, the godfather of Zelda, the genius who breathed life into Hyrule. This dream team alone screams potential, but what do we actually know? As of April 2025, details are as scarce as a golden skull in a dark dungeon. The film's in pre-production, and here's a kicker. Sony Pictures, the folks behind Spider-Man, are co-financing it. Yeah, this is big time! On Twitter, the hype is unstoppable. Some fans are dead set on Tom Holland as Link. Can you picture him in a green tunic, pointy ears and all? Others are begging for a fresh face, someone who can embody the silent hero without Hollywood baggage. And Zelda herself. Names like Anya Taylor-Joy are swirling around, but nothing's locked in yet. One thing's crystal clear, this won't be a lighthearted cartoon like Super Mario. Wes Ball has teased a serious, grand, epic vibe, blending the timeless fantasy of the Lord of the Rings with the breathtaking scope of Breath of the Wild. You can almost feel Hyrule coming to life, can't you? But not every fan is ready to pop the champagne. Some are nervous, and honestly, it's understandable. Video game movies have a rocky history. Remember the Mortal Kombat flick from the 90s with its cheesy effects? Or Goddesses Forbid, the Super Mario movie from '93 that felt like a fever dream. I saw a post on X that hit hard. If Hollywood turns Hyrule into a soulless blockbuster, I'm done. It's a valid fear. The biggest puzzle is, how do you adapt Link? A hero who barely speaks. Will he stay silent, communicating through heroic grunts and epic stares? Or will he get full-on dialogue? And the story, what will it be? A retelling of Ocarina of Time with its time-traveling saga? The vast, open-world beauty of Breath of the Wild? Or something entirely new, forged in the fires of Hyrule's lore? Nintendo's promising to stay true to the franchise's spirit, but promises are just the first step. What's your take? Is this movie destined to be a cinematic masterpiece? Or a misstep we'll all pretend never happened? Spill your thoughts in the comments. While the movie's still in the spotlight, Zelda fans are also losing their minds over what's next for the games. Tears of the Kingdom, released in 2023, was a game changer. Literally, over 20 million copies sold. An open world that made us feel like we could touch the sky, and gameplay so inventive it felt like magic. Who didn't spend hours building ridiculous contraptions or taking on a Linnell with nothing but guts and a rusty spear? It was perfection. So how do you follow that? In 2025, the rumor mill is churning on Twitter and Reddit, and every whisper feels more exciting than the last. One of the juiciest? The Switch 2, Nintendo's next console, could launch with a brand new Zelda game. Imagine a Hyrule powered by cutting-edge hardware with visuals that make your jaw drop and mechanics we can't even dream of yet. Another hot theory is a remake of Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, reimagined with the stunning graphics of Tears of the Kingdom. Picture the Fire Temple in 4K with that iconic boss music hitting like a thunderstorm. I'm getting chills just thinking about it, but plenty of fans are craving something fresh. A Ganon who's darker and more menacing with a story that rips your heart out. Classic dungeons that test your wits like the old days. Or even a Link thrown into a wild new world like a cyberpunk Hyrule with neon-lit castles. I kid you not, I saw a post on X saying, "Give me Zelda with hoverboards and laser swords, insane or inspired." Nintendo's known for pulling surprises out of their hat, so we might get a glimpse at E3 2025 or a rogue Nintendo Direct that breaks the internet. The real challenge is topping Tears of the Kingdom. More freedom, like crafting entire airships, brand new abilities that rewrite the rules, or a return to the series' roots with the cozy charm of a Link to the Past. One thing's for sure, Zelda fans are starving for news, and even a 30-second teaser could send the internet into a frenzy. What's your wildest dream for the next game? Drop it in the comments and let's geek out. The Legend of Zelda isn't just a franchise, it's a feeling. It's that moment you opened the treasure chest and heard the Triforce chime, or when you stood atop a hill in Hyrule Field feeling like anything was possible. Since 1986, Zelda has been a cornerstone of nerd culture, inspiring games like Dark Souls, fueling epic cosplays at Comic-Con, and sparking conversations that light up our hearts. In 2025, with a live-action movie and the possibility of new games, Zelda's poised to soar to new heights. If the movie nails it, it could be a cultural juggernaut like The Lord of the Rings, redefining fantasy for a new generation. The Last of Us on HBO proved that game adaptations can be breathtakingly faithful and emotionally gripping. But there's a shadow looming. If the movie feels like a generic Hollywood cash grab, stripped of Hyrule's soul, fans will feel betrayed. I saw a tweet that summed it up. If Link talks like a chatty action hero, it's not my Zelda. And you know what? They've got a point. Link's silence is part of his power, letting us project ourselves into his journey. A misstep could alienate the hardcore fans who've carried this franchise for decades. But if they get it right, millions of new fans could discover Hyrule, falling in love with its beauty and mystery just like we did. On the gaming front, Nintendo has a golden opportunity to reinvent the open world genre again. Breath of the Wild in 2017 was a revolution, showing the world what freedom really means. A new game in 2025 could push those boundaries even further with a Hyrule that feels more alive, stories that hit harder, or gameplay that leaves us speechless. Zelda isn't just entertainment, it's a legend that burns bright in every one of us, a spark that never fades. Twitter is a whirlwind of ideas, from mind-blowing to outright bonkers. Some fans are convinced the movie will adapt Ocarina of Time, with young Link facing monsters and adult Link battling Ganon in an epic showdown. Others are betting on an original story, maybe with a Ganon who's less a monster and more a tragic, human-like figure driven by pain and ambition. And then there's this gem I found. Someone suggested Link stays silent throughout the movie, with Zelda narrating the entire saga, like a royal storyteller weaving Hyrule's history. I mean, how cinematic would that be? There are crazier ideas too, like a Super Mario crossover where Bowser teams up with Ganon for ultimate chaos, or Demise, the ancient demon, returning as a villain who shakes the very foundations of Hyrule. For the games, fans are dreaming big. Some want a co-op Zelda, where you can play as both Link and Zelda, each with unique abilities. Think swordplay for him, magic for her, exploring Hyrule side by side. The Zelda fandom is alive with passion, and that's what makes it so special. So, what's your wildest theory? Throw it in the comments and let's see how far our imaginations can take us. Maybe Nintendo's taking notes. 2025 could be the most legendary year in the Legend of Zelda's history. A live-action movie that might bring Hyrule to life in ways we've only dreamed of, and possibly a new game that pushes the franchise into uncharted territory. Only time and Nintendo will tell. If this journey got you hyped, smash that like button, subscribe, turn on the bell so you don't miss a thing, and tell me in the comments, what's your biggest hope for the movie or the next game? Until our next adventure, may the Triforce guide your path.